All right, everyone. Welcome to another fantastic Wednesday. One of the best days of the week for some. One of the best shows on the internet. Masculine Geek. This is MG Masculine Geek number 203. Fireside Chats. Yes, I know it was heavily promoted by several people that it was going to be a D&D game. However, that's not happening, as you can see. But we still keep the show going. The show must go on, and we always have a plan B. And the Fireside Chat is a plan B. So, how is everyone doing?
We have
Yes.
orcs to kill, man.
We did have orcs to kill, but apparently Drew ate some bad lasagna that his wife made. I think she's trying to poison him. So he's been puking and shitting, and can't make the game. And apparently he's integral to the ending of the adventures, Rollo's game.
Which I think is just the end of the module. I think
it's the. I think it's just the end of this.
No,
it's the end of the second mod. We're like the tail end of the second module, I think.
Mhm.
So we still have we still have two more to go. The Slave Lord series is A1 through A4.
Mhm.
We're in the tail end of A2, and yeah. So apparently he wants everyone to be there for it, and I get it, but canceling at the last minute is a goddamn fucking no-no. God damn it, Drew. So
guys got punched in the balls for pulling that crap in real life back in the 80s.
You got it's called an atomic wedgie.
Mm-hmm.
So
seriously, you didn't.
Drew, if you're listening, we're yeah, exactly. Speaking of punching in the ball, Drew, if you're listening, we're gonna good-naturedly bust your balls tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you're recovering, but for a fitness guy, you've been sick the past 4 weeks. Something's up. Do you need intervention? Do you need help? Should we airlift you out of Florida? Do we need to send you to John Hopkins or something?
Yeah, have you been kidnapped by Scientologists? What's going on, Drew? Give us a message. We'll come rescue you.
Blink once if you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? How can you fuck up lasagna? That's a good question. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, even non-Italians can make a lasagna. So I mean, come on.
Exactly. God damn it. You're rattling, TJ.
Me?
Yeah, you should put your headphones in. You should be professional. Come on.
I have no headphones. I just have a Bluetooth.
No, that's bullshit. You had headphones. What happened to them?
I destroyed them.
No, you didn't. That's bullshit too.
Did they go the way of your player's handbook?
Unread and discarded.
Let's see where my book. I've been trying to find books in my bookshelves everywhere. It's all scattered across 4 corners of the galaxy. So
I'll get you your own copy soon and send it out to you.
Well, no, you
highlight it.
You sent me a copy. I just have to go find it. I was trying to find this other book and was about ready to tear down all my books off my bookshelf that I installed. But
Right.
So everyone, welcome in the chat. Turn off the Symbian. That's a word I haven't heard in a while. Holy shit!
Symbian?
It's like a vibrating cushion. That's like
it specifically targets one area.
Yeah, targets your mangina.
Yeah, imagine a Harley, but without the motorcycle.
Yeah,
with all the vibrations.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! Hang on a second. Yeah, it's you, TJ. You're there. Hang on, just like
what
you
kind
can
of
unmute.
fires?
Oh God.
How's that?
Sarah Beth's in the house.
Hey, Sarah Beth. Well, if your man was here, he could tell you. It's not really it's a fireside chat without the fire. I do have to be fair, TJ has a fireplace right there.
I have one downstairs,
and I have one in my living room. So there's three fireplaces in the vicinity of our abodes.
I was gonna say, let me get some real graphical intensive stuff. I'll fire up this thing and
There, we got the fireside chat going.
So there's a fireside chat. So there you go. How is that better, Sarah Beth?
Well, I'm sure the Japanese probably brought some of your ancestors, Amos, in like Manchukuo or something. So, it's. Speaking of which, saw the picture of your family. You have some cute family members. What the hell happened to you?
Right? Even his
Wow.
even his mom was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
A human dim sum.
You gotta see me when I was in better shape, and that's the goal. So, it's purely just the weight. That's
Were
all it
those
is.
sisters in the picture with the mom?
Yeah, one was. They're all younger than me. So my brother, I don't know what he's doing. He's dyed his hair again. And then, no, he just every now and then he'll do like a new hair thing. Like he's grown it out longer. He's done like short. He'll do buzz cuts, and then one time he'll just decide I'm gonna dye it pink.
So he's a woman, is what you're saying.
No, he's quite not. Yeah, no, they're all younger than me. The oldest is 6 years younger, and then 7 years younger, and then 10 years younger.
So legal is what I'm hearing. So legal is what I'm hearing, right?
You're what, 26, 27?
30.
Oh, you're 30. Okay.
Yeah. So legal.
So
You're all in their 20s.
Yeah.
yeah. So one's engaged, the other two are dating. So
They're each other.
no.
Okay, that's cool. You got a cool. Yeah, I know, right? This is not Nick territory. You got a cool family. That's great. That's great. And you got your mom came to your neck of the woods, right?
Yeah, well, I went to go meet the picture that I posted with her was just I went to go see her. So she's staying with all my siblings.
Oh, okay.
Because I live so far out. Well,
there he is.
Quote unquote, so far out of the cities that it's not practical for her to come out here.
Gotcha.
So.
You had to tell the girlfriend I was missing.
You were supposed to. You could show up anyway. What are we like, persona non grata if we're not playing D&D? Jesus Christ!
Nah, I just figured. Okay, hold on just a second, buddy.
Sure.
My stepson is asking for pumpkin spice Cheerios.
That
actually sounds pretty cool.
They're supposedly they're really good, but I just had to do a product placement for pumpkin spice Cheerios on the Masculine Geek, which is not really on brand for us.
Not really, no. But hey, it's
100%.
Yeah,
she can tell.
I'm getting Brad energy over here, fellas. Sorry,
I can hear
my
yes.
mic. I can.
I could see the waves coming off the one side.
Right, like the Geiger counter.
It's like.
Yeah. Well, we knew there was trouble when we saw her in the chat, so
yes, we figured there'd be some. Oh, holy shit! What the?
Nobody wants to see that.
Wait, she shows you her boobs, and she shows us up her nose.
Right.
That tells you where we rate.
There's a 12-year-old right here within line of sight. So maybe after he goes to bed, we'll see.
Okay.
There you go. It'll really be a fireside chat.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to say, if Modern Life John's nipple got us kicked off YouTube or something, I can only imagine what hers would do. So
yeah, wow. And twice too.
Goals.
Right. Modern Life nipple.
Speaking of nipples, did yours ever grow back, Amos, or is it still somewhere in Pennsylvania?
It's still.
It's a story. I'm missing something here.
It's like a missing finger. Like it's just
so in 2020, I think it was May.
Oh, 20. It was 2021.
2021. It's like February or March. Around there.
February.
Like February.
So we went to Gettysburg and we went through the battlefields.
We were coming off of Devil's Den.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to Gettysburg many times.
So a couple of big rocks were walking around, and one of them I slipped on and clipped, like, basically my chest kind of just clipped right by one of the stones and hit my nipple. Basically, I'm just sitting there like holding myself up, halfway falling down, and everyone turns around, and I just look up and I go, "Ow!"
He's like,
you
"Oh,
gotta
I
do
cut my nipple."
is graft it onto like a different spot, like Scaramanga from
Exactly.
with the Golden Gun.
Exactly.
3 nipples.
I was waiting for someone to reference that.
Hey, the late great
Never miss an
Christopher
opportunity.
Lee.
Exactly,
So.
absolute legend.
Although you're more of an odd job, Amos, but that's okay.
Wow.
It's random task.
Random task.
The shoe. Who throws the shoe? Ow!
Awesome.
That really hurt.
Whoever loved that, you idiot. You know, I
Nipplegate.
feel like
It was
That's-
well. We had a Nipplegate on the show our first year with Modern Life John, and then Nipplegate. There was another Nipplegate with Amos in Devil's Den in Gettysburg at the historic.
I mean, might as well have another Nipplegate with how damn
No,
cold
we-
it is here.
We
Yeah,
gotta
right.
have the trifecta now.
We
Yeah.
need one more. Yes.
What is it now?
What are you down to? You said you were down to like
1 below
-7.
0.
1 below 0. So you're rising up a little bit.
Winter storm warning.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Getting dumped with snow out there.
Yeah, that is
Nice.
why.
That's what's weird when it's snowing this much and it's this cold.
Yeah, I won't get the snow until tomorrow. And I'm currently sitting at about 34 degrees. So,
Well, it's weird for us because Thursday and Friday in the daytime, it's going to top out around 58 and then go down to 10 and 12
mm-hmm.
in the evening. Like, what the hell is that? So we're going to get rain, but no, so we can make it some ice, but no snow. So,
Do you still have any snow at the moment, or is it all melted?
who?
You didn't
Oh,
you
no.
have some snow earlier in the week or late last week?
No, we had some frost.
Okay.
Nothing. No accumulation. If we did have some flares that I was not aware of, and right now it's 28 degrees. So,
Well, I wonder what the weather's like in the Pacific Northwest. Do we know anyone that lives up in the Pacific Northwest?
I don't
No.
know.
Give us a weather report.
Hey, it's going to be 70 degrees and sunny on Christmas here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Damn, that's kind of cool.
It's
You guys
it's
have
pretty.
the-
This is why we live here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to
Yeah.
be 21 and sunny on Saturday.
Over
and
here in the northern
15 on
Midwest.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I graciously bowed out of the East Coast weather when
Mhm.
I was about 17 years old. I'd had enough.
Yeah, right. I don't blame you. When I want to ride my motorcycle, that's when I get annoyed at the weather,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah.
a lot.
It-
But
although
I
it's
still,
weird- Go
okay.
ahead, Vince.
I was gonna say I still ride in the winter, but it's difficult.
I'm gonna say it's weird seeing the palm trees
sucks.
with the Christmas lights and
Yeah.
stuff on it. 'Cause I was down in the Florida Keys a couple of weeks ago, and there were places that were already decorated for Christmas, or people had the palm trees in their yard strewn with lights and everything, and it's just a very weird aesthetic for me being from the Midwest, seeing actual like living Corona commercials. And YouTube algorithm, I mean Corona the beer, not anything else.
Right.
Not
Yeah, it was weird being in Georgia when I saw all the Christmas decorations and it's just brown grass everywhere.
Right.
Mhm.
All right, that deserves a retweet. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yes,
Georgia's
Mictibus, that was a fun day. Yeah, we got to hang out with Mictibus again
Mhm.
on that trip.
I would say, didn't Mictibus make a trip out to see you guys fairly recently, like earlier this year?
TJ and I were out at
Yeah.
at Gettysburg. Well, last year.
Okay.
Early this year.
Yeah, I was thinking it was
And,
earlier in
I
this
don't know.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was earlier this year, and then I came over to his place in what was it, October?
You were here in October, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's cool. But Mictobus did drive up for the day.
Yeah, that was nice of him. We hung out and had a good time.
Indeed, there was no Nipplegate though.
Yeah.
we did raise a mug to Amos, of course, in remembrance. And I think we were going to plant a flag, but we couldn't find the exact spot.
Oh, I could probably find it.
I'm sure, yes.
We got to take a picture and like me pointing at the rock, like this is where I lost
it. Where it took place. Yes, this is where I lost the nipple. Next time we do a Gettysburg trip, we'll visit the scene of the crime.
Yeah, point on the rock and show us where the bad rock hurt you, Amos.
Yeah. God damn. So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Apparently better than Drew. I've not been sick
everyone,
for a month.
We're all better than Drew right now. Yeah, getting sick from lasagna. Wife trying to poison him.
That's got to be it.
I think so.
A guy that in shape should not get sick for this long. I just don't.
I was telling Vince that I was like, I don't ever get sick, and I'm like a fitness guy. I'm a gym rat. All that kind of stuff. So for him to get as sick as often as he does, I'm a little worried. Like that's maybe an indication of something that's not like not a chronic disease, but like something that's like serious. If you're constantly getting sick or something like that. I get that the fact that I'm a bachelor. I don't have permanent occupants in my house, so I'm not exposed to viruses the way that people who've got kids and family do, during flu season. But like, yeah.
Are you thinking about getting another dog or anything, TJ?
I've thought about it. I still haven't decided.
Because it seems like you still miss yours quite a bit. So.
Yeah, Reese was. I think the thing is, it was a nice arrangement where I didn't have to take care of him on like stuff that I didn't enjoy, but I got to go take him out for hikes and.
You're like an uncle to that dog.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I'm kind of being honest, and not to get too serious a topic. I wonder if that's because I've been seeing all these Twitter dads bitching about being a father, and I'm like, I don't know what it's like to be a father. I don't know what it's like to have to clean up your kid's vomit or take care of them at 1 a.m. in the morning when they're first born. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. I do know that there is an upside. Like, you get to hang out with them and they're cool because they think you're cool, and they kind of latch onto your every word at some point before they realize that you don't know everything about the world. But like, it's the same thing with the dog. Like, it's more of like, are you capable of making the commitment? I wasn't capable of taking care of a dog 24/7. That it wasn't like I didn't want to. It's just I couldn't do it. I didn't have the logistical capacities. I like to go out and do stuff, and whenever you leave, the thing with a dog is it's emotionally dependent on you or something human. So you have to have it around a human, and you have to have something to feed. It was like with Vince and his cat. Like, he could leave the cat alone for days, and the cat's not going to go crazy because cats are emotionally independent animals. Dogs are emotionally dependent on humans, and it's the same way with kids until they get to be a certain age and they don't need you anymore or whatever. But that's kind of where I was thinking, if I got a dog, I don't know if it would ever replicate the same relationship I had with Reese. It was too idyllic, I guess is the best way to put it. But I haven't made up my mind. Probably not where I live, because I live right next to a state highway. My neighbor has got a dog it barks at me when I'm on my own property. So that would probably cause problems with my dog. And also I didn't have a dog. I didn't have Reese staying in the house a whole lot, so he didn't shed a lot of fur. Whereas, my brother's house, I go over there, he's got a dog, and there's fur freaking everywhere, all the time.
Yeah.
So that's.
I didn't have to deal. I think the problem was I didn't have to deal with the downsides of owning a dog. I got to only enjoy the benefits, and that's where I'm like, I don't feel like I have an accurate or a healthy, full, holistic, comprehensive understanding of what it's like to be a dog owner. I only know what it's like to take the dog out for fun. So.
Well, fortunately, I have a golden doodle, so I don't have hair all over everything.
Yeah, I probably would get a dog that doesn't shed a lot of fur, and there's a couple dogs like that. My cousin just got a dog. He lives in my town. That doesn't shed a lot of fur either. So I think that's the downside to like the dogs that I love, like golden retrievers, because they're very facially expressionistic. They've got very like their emotions are on their face, and they're very easy to like interpret and understand. Whereas like cats, for example, they always look pissed off.
Yeah, golden doodles are depending on the golden doodle, most of them tend to have like all the best traits of golden retrievers and of poodles. I mean, as long as it's not a first generation, because a first generation, you don't know what, with a poodle parent and a golden retriever parent, you don't know how much poodle they are in any mentally or physically. But by the time you start getting into those that have been bred with like golden doodle parents, both the male and female, they've already kind of have those better qualities of each breed, and they're very expressive. But the mother of my youngest, two of the different mothers of my sons are like, you love that dog more than you love anything, don't you? And it's like, well, the dog loves me more than anyone else, so it's pretty easy to love him back. He's so. But no, I've always liked animals anyway. It's just one of those things that I've always been kind of. I didn't want too many things in my life that I cared about emotionally, just because I didn't want to have to deal with it. So, but I got a dog for my youngest, and it just imprinted on me. So he's basically my dog, whether I wanted him or not, and that's just kind of how it worked out. So, but I love him. I hate the thought that, in about 10 years or so, I'll have to be without him. So just enjoy it while I can. But it's weird you're talking about the dads moaning on Twitter, because I've only seen a couple, basically because of like you or Rob or someone like that has said or done something, so they've been in my timeline. But I can't. I've been a dad for over 30 years, and I can't imagine bitching and moaning about some of the crap that I saw guys bitching and moaning about. I mean, Noble, have you seen any of that crap? I mean,
yeah, the guy was crying because he couldn't get high anymore or something like.
Yeah.
What's shocking is how many trad people came out to defend him, and my thought was, look, man, there's a lot of thoughts I have. I don't articulate them on Twitter. I've got problems that I don't articulate on Twitter, but more importantly, this is the part I didn't say this because it occurred to me afterwards, because I was kind of just thinking about it. I was like, how do you think your kids would feel if they were there to watch you bitch about how you can't get high because of your newborn kid?
Once they go back and read that later,
here's here's the thing, and this is kind of, I get it and I don't at the same time. You have a lot of these dads on Twitter that are trying to be dads without having dads of their own.
Yeah.
So like for someone like me, I had an awesome dad, still have an awesome dad, excellent role model, raised 6 kids, put them all through college. Mom was stay-at-home mom the whole time. Like, it was idyllic.
Wow.
And so I had this fantastic role model of a father. You have a lot of men that didn't have that. And so they're trying to figure this out after the fact. They don't have, and I don't know if this is the case of the guy that was complaining about his weed addiction, or maybe he's just a douchebag. It could go either way.
Right.
I suspect that he didn't have a good paternal role model as a kid growing up. And so he's having to figure this out as an adult in his 30s, and the millennials are already the everybody gets a trophy generation. So you add that to the mix, and it's like, I understand why people were trying to like say, wait a minute, this guy's okay, he just doesn't know any better, and maybe that is the case. But
I think where I'm not sympathetic to this kind of stuff is that it's where it's like he's complaining, he's not asking like, hey, other dads, how do you deal with this? He wasn't in this particular.
Well, not only that, but on a more visceral level, I don't give a shit.
Right.
I don't care. So I don't interact with that. I see that kind of shit. Anyone complaining about something like deeply personal like that in a long Twitter thread, you're a moron. Whether it comes from a place of authenticity or you're a douchebag, I don't care. I just don't care. That's my take on it. So
Yeah.
there's my
I
vote.
just feel like what's also interesting is that I just kept seeing this pattern of like in my generation of men who are like, you know, how do I have all these kids? I'm like, are you? How many steps? Like, let's walk through every single step of like literal action you had to take to the point where you are where you're at now, and you're wondering how that happened. Like, that's how it's like a woman saying, "How do I have all these kids with different men?" Well, did you ever take health class?
It
Like,
just was an accident.
exactly. It's like I think the
was an
problem I have
accident.
with men. I have a problem with men in particular saying, "I don't understand how I got to this point," when it's pretty obvious. It's like saying, "I eat pizza every single day, and I'm wondering why I'm overweight." Well, I'm kind of speechless, and there's just this lack of like, particularly with men where they say things happen to me, wherein no, it didn't happen to you. You had to go out of your way.
Holy shit!
So,
Look at that.
Hey, Conk.
oh, it's cock.
What the fuck have you been? Talk about Jesus.
Oh, I've been talking to him. I don't know where you guys are, but
well,
Hey, cock.
aren't you
what's
special?
What's the best barbecue?
Already know what that is.
oh yeah.
We were there,
let's restart the Civil War.
right?
Yeah, I just thought it just kind of amazed me, like how it's like, yeah, no, when you become a father, you have to put a lot of vices behind you.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't occur to you. Like, for example, I enjoy my whiskey, I enjoy my motorcycles, I enjoy my cigars. I understand that if I got married and had kids, that stuff is going to probably have to be kept at a minimal, and very likely, depending on the girl, if she's like, I'm not comfortable with you riding a motorcycle, it's dangerous, and I'm not going to be a widow to a.
That's too fucking bad.
Well, yeah, but it's like, okay, I'm saying like I'm being honest here, and I've actually thought about this as opposed to a guy who, like George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life, he makes a compromise just because he's being a bitch about it, and then years later holds it against her. It's like, no, dude, you either make the decision or you're not. Are you willing to give up the motorcycle for the gal or and the kid or not? If you're not, then just say so. But be honest about where you're at, right?
Well, yeah. Don't be a sneaky bastard about it.
Yeah, it's like I guess that's the point I'm saying is like if you're, let's say I met a girl and she who wanted to get married or whatever, and she was like, I'm not comfortable with you riding a motorcycle on this dangerous highway. I live in a very dangerous highway in Washington State, and she says, if we're gonna move forward, like that thing's got to kind of be kept on the minimal. It's like, okay, I'm at least gonna have to make a decision and be honest about it. I'm not gonna say, well, of course, honey, and then years later just hold it against her in this passive aggressive bitchy way. Mm-hmm. Or I'm not gonna go bitch on Twitter saying I can't ride my motorcycle anymore. It's like
nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, no, it goes
nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Well, the thing is that I don't understand. If you were going to go to the internet for advice, I'm just going to throw that out there. Why wouldn't you just do that more privately with, like, you know, instead of just blank posting it on Twitter? Hey, you know, I can't drink bourbon like I used to and smoke cigars in the house. You know, how do you guys do that? Well, I wouldn't put that on Twitter like that. Yeah, I would put it in the chat and say, hey, Noble, you've been married and before and in relationships. Right. How do you make this work or something like that? You know, if I was going to talk about it and seek advice about it, I would do it with not just every random stranger on the friggin' internet, because they don't.
Well, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, I mean, to that point, like, what happened to the day when, you know, you would just talk to your buddies about it? Talk to a bartender about it.
It's possible. Also, he probably, given the fact that just in the fact that he's whining like this, he probably doesn't have any solid friends, because a solid friend is not going to let him whine like that in general. Yeah. So
notice he's not talking about cigarettes. He's not talking about cigars. He's talking about weed. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
When you're a guy who's like, oh, I can't get high with my buddies anymore, I'm like, yeah, no masculine guy ever complains about not getting high.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, weed is not masculine.
Indeed.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm getting high with you guys all the time.
We know.
Yeah, you and your brownies.
Well, I think what it is.
We're not going to go into detail, but yeah, we know what you're talking about, you fucker.
We're just talking about that.
It's legal here, okay?
Your sisters are. And what happened to you? Just lay off those damn brownies.
All right.
I think it's an example of where men. I don't know what the age of some of these guys are, but it's an example of men in my generation who were taught that the way that you get, you express, you make yourself vulnerable in public, and that's a way of getting what you want. But that's not how, as a man, you do stuff. You don't make yourself more vulnerable. You do go seek out like advice and counsel. You, like Noble was saying, reach out to somebody privately and say, hey, I'm dealing with this problem and I want to solve it. What are your thoughts on how to solve it? Right? You look for, like, men look for a solution to a problem for the most part. There's sometimes when there is no solution and they do need a little bit of like commiseration. Like, the wife's got, late stage cancer and is going to die, and they're like not sure how they're going to deal with it. Like, it's a separate topic, but like, hey, there's all these changes as a result of having a kid in my life. Like, how did you deal with it? How did you deal with that? But yeah, I think it's another example of where there's also a complete disconnect from the older generation, where they just don't give any kind of advice or counsel, or their counsel and advice is complete crap.
Yeah.
So.
No, just the whining and the, oh, I've got this, or this is happening, and oh, woe is me. It's repulsive.
Yeah.
I just instinctually do not trust these people at all.
Yeah, you don't. As a man, you don't talk about personal problems that are serious. Like, if you're joking, like, this dude is taking 15 minutes whining about it.
Nick, that is the subject of every Let 'Em Burn, so shut up.
Yeah, that is every Thursday night at 9:00.
So I think you can hardly endorse it if you click the link that I sent you in your DM. You can join in and pretend you're on Let 'Em Burn.
Yeah, there's people that just keep bitching about being in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm like, we don't
care.
Well,
there's that too, yeah. I just don't give a shit anymore.
No. That is me explaining to you people that live in normal parts
of the country.
What do
you mean, you people?
Wow.
Yeah, you got something against Asians over there?
You damn Orientals.
Polish Orientals at that.
It's the worst. That's a hardly engaged light bulb.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Go ahead, TJ. What?
I'm just saying, like, I do that to help, like, because as Vince has heard so many times from me, other parts of the country are so different that everybody tends to just assume that things are a certain way.
I think, TJ, it's how specific you are. Like, we know you're in the Pacific Northwest, so I think if you,
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking.
I know, but in general, I think if you say
the way we do it here in the Midwest,
exactly. If you just say where I live, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But if I kept saying, in the Midwest, it's like this, guys. It's so different in the Midwest. You have no idea what's in the Midwest. The girls in the Midwest, the problems in the Midwest,
Right.
I'm waiting for Noble to tell us about things in the Southwest.
All right. Things in the Southwest are good.
What about things? Everything's great here. I got nothing to complain about.
Exactly. Actually, what is the temperature right now? If you said it, I missed it. And
I didn't look at what today. I was checking for on Christmas. It's going to be 70 right now. It's a chilly 54 degrees.
That's nice. That's nice. That's still nice.
I'd have to wear a sweater if I went outside.
What? What?
But you wouldn't have any scorpions to kill tonight, right?
No, the scorpions are out.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
No, Mr.
How about that?
Nice. All right, we're done. That's it.
Now, we do have scorpions in the summertime though, and I see. I don't see those as a bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nobody likes scorpions, but what'll happen is she hates them a lot worse than I do, and so what'll happen is she'll be out there in the evening, be like with the little black light, and hey, there's scorpions, and then my job is
smash
to blowtorch.
Yeah, he breaks out the blowtorch. Remember? I remember that story.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because you've got a pool out there that you have to.
Yeah.
So you go.
Did they ever wind up in the? They ever wind up in the pool?
Yeah, there's been a few in the pool. I fished all kinds of crap out of the pool though. I mean, like I've had mice, rats, pigeons.
Oh shit, snakes.
Rabbits.
Rabbits?
Snakes. Yeah. Yeah, there was a rabbit in there once. Yeah. Don't ask me how. I didn't know they were that stupid.
Fuck, yeah, that is pretty dumb.
So, yeah, no, we find all kinds of stuff in there. You all up the skimmer once a week to clean out the leaves, and like there's a dead animal. It's like, awesome.
Jesus.
So,
wait, so scorpions show up under a black light?
Yeah.
Yeah, they glow like green under a black light. So they're really easy to find.
It's bad.
And then I just have one of those benzomatic torches and light them up.
Yeah, basically he reenacts the movie Aliens all summer long. So it's
100%. That's exactly it.
Yep.
So.
Game over, man. Game over.
Game over.
Mictibus has a question.
Orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah.
Right. What was that, Amos?
Mictibus has a question.
Is asking, does he need to yeet the Sarabeth person?
Do I need to
eat? No. Need to eat. You can always put her in a timeout.
Scorpions are fed
now.
Oh,
is she blowing up the chat?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeet. Hard yeet twangs incoming.
Somewhere in our wild oats circle.
Yeah.
Although she did call Nick August a brat, so he is a brat. Another brat chick in the chat.
Takes one to know one.
That's right. That is correct. Let's see. Is this? That's Conk sending a photo of Joya G and Mac Dizzle, host of YouTube show Two Girls One Bong. Holy shit, they got fat. Well, they both look anorexic. Hang on a second. Let me show this.
So they put some meat on their bones.
Literally. Let's see. Present. Share screen. Eat the bugs. So there's that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's really
like the girl on the left, she doesn't seem like she got I'm not seeing the whole picture. The girl on the right seems to get a lot bigger.
She got the one on the left puffed up a little bit and got big, yeah. But
she doesn't look like
she still has it looks like she still has a bit of a shape.
Yeah, but she's at least twice the size she was.
Yeah, the other one's about 5 or 6 times and is like clinically fucking obese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What? Did I miss something? What's the backstory there? Are they just
they did a weed
YouTube
podcast.
Conk is just commenting on their weight gain.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to know like what caused.
We were talking about weed stuff, and then he brought this up. Like, yeah, these girls did a weed podcast and gained weight.
Yeah.
So
snacking too much, I guess.
No benefits to routine weed usage.
Mm-hmm.
According to Blake, who goes by Lover of You, he uses it to sleep.
Okay, well,
that's
what it's good for.
Yeah. And I've heard of people who going through chemotherapy using it to.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I know guys.
Pain management and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
PTSD treatment.
Yeah, for sure. For chronic pain management, it's definitely a better alternative than like an opioid.
Right.
So,
but obviously, if you're just two young girls smoking weed all the time, you gotta weed first, then the bags of Doritos and 2 liters of Pepsi, and voila.
Yeah, if pothead is your personality trait, it's not going to end well.
No.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I think even Cheech and Chong said when they were making their movies, they weren't stoned at the time they were filming. So,
Yeah, right. Yeah, Krispy Kremes are dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Much more so than the weed, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, McDonald's is the real killer. McDonald's is just the soda and the fries. Apparently, everything else is fine.
I used to be over $3. This was like 10 years ago. And when I finally decided I was going to stop being fat, the first thing I did was I stopped drinking calories. I used to drink
soda,
Mountain Dew, full sugar, like 10 a week at least. And when I quit that, I lost 30 pounds in a month without doing anything else. No other diet or exercise changes.
Yeah. People drinking their calories is a huge issue. Yeah, absolutely.
If you can make that one change, it's going to make a huge difference for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Tinfoil hat time.
Yeah, I see that.
I can throw it up on the hand. Tinfoil hat time. Government decriminalized weed because it makes you okay eating bugs and living in the pod. Laugh out loud.
I was going to say, I don't
probably not too far off the mark. It would not surprise me. Anything that makes people fat, lazy, and lethargic is good for business. A variety of businesses, actually. Pharmacological business being one of them.
Oh, so what's everyone's Christmas plans? Other than those of us that are going to be here for a little while Saturday night for our special Christmas Eve broadcast.
I'm going over to California, Atlantic City, to visit my ex-wife or my estranged wife with 2 kids. She's an executive at some fancy Japanese company, and
for moments I thought you were
not
serious.
going to a Christmas party.
I was like, what?
Wait, what? California?
I never hear this.
Like there's an Atlantic City, California. What the? Shit.
Yeah, TJ's gonna relive Die Hard.
Right.
Yeah, get a few drinks, have a few laughs.
That's right. Have fun. They said. At 10 p.m. on Christmas Eve Eastern, we have our Christmas Eve broadcast, and I'll be out by the fireplace. Yeah, so I think Raul will be there. Modern Life John wants to stop in, a few other people. So the invites are out. I'll resend them again Saturday evening when I get back from a few parties.
Yeah.
So.
Noble, you got any family coming in from out of town? Older kids?
My
parents,
kids will be
anything?
in the day after.
Okay.
Yeah, my kids are coming in. I get them day after Christmas. That's the routine. So
26.
It's nice for them. They get second Christmas.
Cool.
What about second Christmas?
Exactly.
Happy little hobbits, huh?
Yeah,
that's cool.
They get all of it, 2 times over. So, so I'll have them for a week.
That was my next question: if they stay for the week or not.
Yep. Yeah, I'm taking a week off from work, and I got them all week, so it's nice.
Cool. That'll be good.
Cool. How about you, Robert? What are you doing?
Staying home. Going over to my aunt earlier on Christmas Eve. So I'll see my mom and her 2 sisters and some of that side of the family, and then Christmas Day I'll at least have 2 of my 2 younger boys. Not sure when I will see the 2 older boys or any of the grandkids, but hopefully I'll see them sometime Christmas Day or the day after. So we'll see how it goes.
All right.
It's a little bit. The older boys have exes, so it screws up how they do things with their kids. So that makes things a little bit more dicey. But that, and they're kind of independent anyway, so which is cool because it's kind of how I raised them. So, but although sadly they had very bad taste in women, which I think they also got from me when I was younger too. So they basically ended up with women not too different from their mothers. So there you go.
We have to hope that doesn't happen in my case for sure.
Yeah.
Guide them well. How
I'm
about
trying,
you, Amos?
Yeah, it's not easy. That's
well, the key thing is you're not on social media blathering about it. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
I do normal acceptable masculine shit posting on social media.
Oh yeah, the sports stuff and just like, hey, look at this. That's cool. But whining about it, no.
Yes.
I mainly post pictures of toys. that's what I do.
I every time I look at your feed, half of it's in Japanese or something. I know,
right?
Yeah.
I have to click on it and then go
translate
this.
Yeah.
Well, that's because most of the guys I interact with that I have actual conversations about the toy stuff are the guys in Japan. So I mean, and they're the ones I talk to probably have the most PMs from. And what's funny is they're all, late 40s, early 50s Japanese dudes, who grew up in the same hobbies I did, just on the other side of the Pacific. And a couple of them are actual professionals as far as, guys whose model kits I used to see in Japanese model magazines back in the 80s and early 90s. So yeah, it's kind of a mix. So some of that stuff's in Japanese and some of it's in English. So the political stuff, as far as screw them all, and that I do in English, and then the joking around with you guys or Alex or Rob or any of those guys, that's in English. But that's about it. Although I definitely have been enjoying some of Noble's commentary on Trump and other Republicans.
I've lost so many followers for that.
But because you're criticizing Republicans?
I'm criticizing Donald Trump.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who is the president that fast tracked the vaccine?
I keep saying that. Like every time they try to, it's like
who printed all that money in the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. It was 2 weeks to slow the curve and all that nonsense.
Boomer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the moral of the story.
Mm-hmm.
A boomer is
yes,
a boomer.
No more boomer presidents.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Boom,
that's why.
boomer.
I mean, everybody's like,
Fresh
"Oh,
blood.
DeSantis can't win." I'm like, I don't care. I'm voting DeSantis in 24.
Mm-hmm.
What was the one state that had their shit together during all that nonsense?
Yeah,
that
only
counts
state
in my
that
book.
had their shit
well,
together.
I was going to say South Dakota.
Okay, that's fair.
Second,
because they technically never locked down.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Although I don't know if we need a woman in the office, but
Right. Yeah. I remember that just driving when I went out to see you guys in Salt Lake City, and I went through South Dakota. I was so confused. Like, wait, I can use this rest stop without a mask? Granted, it's like the middle of the night, but I was like, I don't see any. And then I'm going to stores, and I just see people walking around. I'm like, whoa,
like you're on another planet at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're actually in America. Go figure.
Yeah.
Well, and so just to contextualize, I was just messaging Vince about this. I do swing dancing here, and I was looking at a festival that I was going to go to, and then I discovered that you have to be vaccinated and boosted, and they wear masks.
What?
Yes, yeah. in the year 2000. This is for 2023. So like this.
What?
They're never. Some people are never.
That was my reaction.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Gen Con was this year. That's how they were last year.
Oh, that's right. You were saying that.
Yeah,
that's the same with a couple conventions here in Philadelphia too. That's why I didn't go to them.
So like the stuff that I would normally enjoy doing and has been going on for 20 years. Now I'm not only locked, it kind of just I could fake. It was like I was telling this. I could fake a vaccine card. I could go in there, great. But one, I don't want to be around people that think that that's acceptable, and also they're all going to be wearing masks. I'm not swing dancing with a girl who's got a mask on.
You got to go to breathe a little.
Yeah, well, it's just like, one, I want to know if she's hot or not.
Exactly.
You know? I'm not going to know if she got a mask on.
With the exception of hospitals and doctors' offices, which I did not go to very many of over the last few years. I mean, not even for routine checkups. I think, earlier in December, I had my first routine doctor's visit in 2 or 3 years, just simply because I was not going to go through all that crap.
Yeah.
But every business I went into, I would not wear a mask. And, only once or twice did anyone say anything to me. And, one of them was a liquor store. And I'm sitting there with like a couple bottles of bourbon, a bottle of cream liqueur, to not name any names, and something else. And I looked at the lady behind the counter and I'm like, ma'am, if you would like me to leave, I will be more than happy to do so. I can either put these bottles of alcohol back for you, or I can leave them here and let you do it for yourself, and I'll gladly leave. And she's like, oh, no, that's fine. And, so, and that's how I was. I was not going to give anyone a hassle, especially not some employee, because even if they agreed with the policy, it wasn't their policy. And I know some of them didn't agree with the policy and were put in the unenviable position of trying to enforce something they didn't agree with, which, I have my own issues with that, but, I'm not going to get into a big hassle over it. But no, I'm was very simple. It's, if you want my business and you want my money, then you will take me as I am, and that's fine. And if not, I will be more than happy to leave your business and never shop there ever again. And sadly, or not, I was not given a lot of hassles. Now, admittedly, I'm about 6'2" and around 250, 260 pounds. So generally speaking, most people don't give me a lot of grief to my face, but, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time that I ever was like seriously challenged on that whole nonsense, it was usually by like itty bitty little white women.
Yes.
Because they seem to have this privilege about them that they can just be confrontational without consequence.
Because at the end of the day, this is what I've said. I've said it to Vince, I've said it to other people. Feminism is, and authoritarianism is, three people. It's, in that case, it's she thinks, or at least believes or knows, that if you don't do what she says, she can get another man to solve her problem.
Yep.
She can call, because if no other guy was going to show up, if it was just you two, she would not be saying anything, because what is she going to do?
Right.
And with behind all their comments is this implied threat of, if you don't comply with me, I'm going to get another man to come in and force you to comply with my demands. And then I get to vicariously feel like I'm controlling you through this other person.
Well, let's you and him fight.
Yes, it is literally let's you and him fight.
Yeah.
but also there are a lot of
no consequences.
But there are a lot of women that think that they're untouchable, that they can hit you and get in your face and do whatever. And it's always amusing when you see the video on YouTube where she hits the guy and she's up in his face yelling at him and hits him again, and he just backhands her and she literally goes flying across the room, and he put no effort into it whatsoever.
Well,
but hey, all you blank slate people, there's no difference between boys and girls.
Well, I think the thing is, it's not so much the fact that men are stronger than women. It's that they did one video where they were showing it was fake, not fake, but like staged, where the girl was slapping the guy around in public, and nobody said anything. But the moment the guy would like stand up for himself and like push her, or shove her, or touch her in any way, everybody immediately was like instantly reacting to that. Like, we have to go grab this guy, restrain him, whatever. So it's like, they know that at some point, if the guy tries to assert himself, there are other people that are going to come in. This is what this is what a lot of men, I think, and I struggle with this, is this idea that with a lot of women, they're used to having other people solve their problems or do their bidding without even having to say anything.
No, that's because the protection instinct is just not. We can't. We are hardwired from hundreds of thousands of years of evolution to protect women and children, even the ones that aren't ours. So it just kind of happens. I mean, that's why the guys at the Vegas concert were throwing themselves when the shooting started over, women that were standing near them.
Who's watching Cowboy Bebop?
I have it playing in the background.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. I was like,
no.
He was worried that Cappy was coming.
I know, right? Oh, Garrett! Woo!
Oh yeah.
Now, if you want to keep
wearing his
animals,
Jane
you
hat,
pictures,
right?
You can just show pictures of Ingrid Bergman.
It'll chase him away.
He's I was gonna say I think Cappy is probably gonna try to Rolo me. So he's in the state, and we messaged about meeting up, and then he says, "Yeah, I'll let you know if I have time and stuff," and then just never said anything more.
No, he's not coming out.
Well, you have to ask if he has an open moment in his schedule, because he literally has an itinerary. Ask Vince. Vince will tell you.
No, yeah,
Oh no, he told me. He was like, "I've got family stuff. If I have an opening, I'll let you know."
Mm-hmm.
He's being sincere, but chances are that's not.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, okay. So in his defense, I can't believe I'm defending Cappy. He's not making a commitment. Whereas I'm going.
You have a fever or something?
Oh.
Where do you live, TJ? Tell us.
Did you say your mom? That's awesome. Wow.
Well, like I'm visiting him next month, but so I'm he can't just say, "Oh, by the way, I'm not going to be in town," right? It's like, Happy, I asked you what dates you were free. You said whatever works for you, right?
That's dangerous.
So yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want that. Want that in writing.
So, are you visiting him in Vegas?
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas. His place in South Dakota is flying there is so expensive. Whereas I got two regular normal flights during regular hours, and not on Spirit. I got them both for $120.
Okay.
So like it was like $50 plus the fees and all that other crap, TSA stuff. But like, as opposed to going to South Dakota where it's going to be like $1,000 both ways. Not both ways, but like round trip would be at least $1,000. It's like I'm not going to go out to South Dakota where there's nothing going on there. Whereas in Las Vegas, they actually have stuff
There's
like
shit to do.
Well, they have ballrooms, swing dancing places that I might want to go to, and just I've never been to Vegas, so we'll see what goes on there. But it's funny. I know people who have gambling addictions. I have no gambling urge. I have no urge. I could walk through a casino and have no urge to play the slot machines or play poker, blackjack, or whatever. I could do it for fun, but you got $20 and then you spend, like Aaron would say, $20 is $20. You spend the $20, you lose it. It's like, okay, it was fun, and then you move on. But
I've been pretty fortunate when I've gone to Vegas, and I mean, even playing like roulette, I've been able to play roulette for hours, just sitting there drinking, and with just $20 at the roulette table, and still spend hours there drinking. And the last time I did so, I think I walked away with like $250, maybe closer to $300, and that's on roulette.
It's pretty good.
Imagine something like blackjack or poker where you actually have much better odds. In fact, I think generally speaking, the harder the game, the better your odds of actually winning.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flights to Vegas are always reasonable because the casinos subsidize them. They want you to get out there on the cheap and spend your money at the table.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, I can get flights from Phoenix to Vegas for less than it would cost me to drive up there. So,
that's awesome.
It's always,
how long? A flight is what, 2 hours? If that?
To Vegas from here?
Yeah.
That's not even. I mean, I spend more time standing in line than I do on the plane.
So you're close enough that literally by the time you reach altitude,
You
you
level off your
immediately start your
landing.
descent for your
descending.
landing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, that's exactly it. So you're not in the air long enough to get up and use the bathroom. So
That's awesome.
because I don't
Well,
think the seatbelt light ever goes off.
Using the flights, the planes like a bus at that point.
Well, that's cool
Yeah.
because we've talked about having a masculine geek gathering in Vegas sometime in the next year or so. So
I'd be 100% there.
All right,
Sure.
We'll do it. Yep, we'll just
Maybe
converge
do
on
some-
Aaron's house.
yeah, and do some gaming in person for a change,
Yes.
and then hit the
That'd be kinda cool,
steakhouses
actually.
and stuff. So
Yeah, we definitely. I've been wanting to do a live game with all of us for a while, and then we've bounced the idea around and we've talked about it peripherally and like half-heartedly, but it will happen.
Like a one shot or
Well, yeah, we're not going to have a whole campaign. I mean, we could probably play like 1 or 2 nights, but if we're coming out to Vegas, we're not going to spend the entire time
No.
in Vegas gaming. But there'll be
I'm
like
not
1
that
or
much
2
of a
nights.
dork.
yeah,
Exactly.
no.
There'll be probably what'll happen is there'll be one night that's about 4 or 5 hours of gaming, and that's
Mhm.
on a quick one shot that either Drew or Rollo makes up. It's whoever wants to come out and DM.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, there are too many cigar bars and steakhouses and drinking establishments and other things like that for us to do in Vegas, to spend the whole time holed up in a hotel room playing
Exactly.
D&D. I mean, we're geeks, but we're masculine geeks. There's a difference.
there's
you know?
a
It's-
huge difference. Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm there for the pool parties and the eye candy. I don't know about
Yeah.
you guys.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the icing on the cake. So
Yeah, we usually try to get up there once a year, one way or the other. So
I haven't been to Vegas since 2005.
yeah, it was kind of
wow.
weird there for a while because they were extra stupid about COVID, and
That's what I had
there was
heard.
A gap. Oh, it was so bad, and there was a gap there where they took a break. It was like a 1 month window where you could go to Vegas and act normal, and then they started acting stupid again. But we
That's
caught the
ridiculous.
window, and then I think now they've chilled out, and then they got rid of Sisolak as the governor, so I don't think they'll have too much trouble going forward. But
All
they
right.
absolutely suicided the convention business out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
Way to go, Vegas.
really sure what they were thinking. They should have pushed back on that. I guess the casinos didn't care. I mean, all the online gambling now is making them so much money. They almost don't need the physical casinos anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. That's also a huge thing as well.
I mean, it's amazing. We've gone from an era where like Pete Rose still can't get in the Hall of Fame, but now you've got FanDuel ads at every baseball, football, basketball game.
Yes. Explain that
It's
to
so
me.
critical. I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're I mean, yeah, it just sucks. And Charlie Hustle absolutely belongs to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, one of the things about growing up in Indianapolis is since we had no professional team, Cincinnati Red games were one of the things that they constantly broadcast on local television.
Sure.
So I remember the days of like Pete Rose and Johnny Bench and that era of the Cincinnati Reds. So, and I'm not even a huge baseball fan, but I just remember it because that's the Reds that were, the team. Yeah,
the big red machine. I mean, that was No, they were.
I was
they were
gonna
really good.
say, Robert, if you did you watch the last Indianapolis game?
Oh, the Colts? No,
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something somewhere. So I'd heard about it that they had like a 30-0 lead going into halftime.
33-0 going to halftime, lost 39-36.
Well, that's pretty much the Colts I've come to expect.
Well,
I mean, that's
It was the Vikings. Like,
yeah.
we're still like as a state. Just I'm hearing people like, "Did you see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, it's the greatest comeback in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, I've been irritated with the Colts pretty much since they moved. The way they moved to Indianapolis, the increase in taxes to buy them a stadium, which was originally called the Hoosier Dome, because it was paid for by the citizens of Indiana, in particular of Indianapolis, where I was born and raised. And then, it became the RCA Dome and all the other stuff, but those taxes never went away. And, then we're going to take our team away unless you build us a brand new stadium. So there's Lucas Oil, and we're paid for that too. So it's just,
Hey, I was living in Maryland, not far from Baltimore, when the Colts left Baltimore. And let me tell you, Jim Irsay, the Mayflower vans. Let me tell you, Jim Irsay, I mean, for the next 10 years, he had death threats. He could not return to the state of Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because that team was like beloved.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was pretty sick how he pulled that stunt.
Yeah, So I have no love for the Irsays, even for not stealing my tax money, thanks to the state of Indiana. But just the way they did that was just very, very shady. Everything about that was just really, really shady, and I think they are as well. So,
well, they all are.
Well, yeah, but some are still worse than others, and the ones that take my tax money and are millionaires and are still taking my tax money, I think I'm perfectly justified in disliking them more than the others.
No argument there.
I mean, Marge Schott may have been a real piece of work going back to baseball and the Cincinnati Reds, but she never took any of my tax money. So, So thanks for joining us for Sports Talk here on Masculine Geek.
Right?
Yeah. And on that note, it is now 1 hour, and when we do these Plan B Fireside Chats, we like to keep them at about an hour. So,
can I tell Lover of You that I'm sorry?
For what?
He spent 8 years in Columbus, Indiana. I really feel bad for him for doing that.
Jesus Christ. Fantastic. All right, so everyone in the chat, everyone who may or may not be listening or watching later, thank you for joining us, as always. Let's go around the room, do some housekeeping. Robert, where can everyone find you?
Robert Kuzlin on Instagram and Twitter.
Awesome. Amos, how about you?
Amos Joe on Twitter.
Ah, there you go. Noble, yourself.
At Sociopathly on Twitter.
Cool. Last but not least, TJ.
You can find me with your hot sister or tjmarnell.com.
Or
somewhere in the Pacific Northwest.
Right? Somewhere in the Pacific
Pacific. You guys are witches.
Somewhere in the Pacific Northwest with your mamas. That's right. All right, TJ, you want to take us out, and then I'll run the music.
Yeah. All right, boys. You know the drill. Keep the fires burning. Keep the lights on. Keep the fires. Keep
the lights on. What the fuck is that? A new one?
This Biden economy, you can't keep the lights on.
Keep the fireplace going.
Tom Baudette's going to leave the light on for you.
we'll leave the light on. I forgot about that commercial. We'll leave.
You want to do a take two, TJ?
TJ tries again. Take two.
All right. Sorry, I just watched a movie with that line.
All right.
All right. Keep the fires burning. Keep the lead shooting down range. Don't take any wood nickels. Don't drink all the rum. And have a Merry Christmas.
There you go. Well, you're gonna see everybody on Christmas Eve.
I'm not gonna be on this live stream on Christmas Eve.
You're not?
I got family.
Really?
Yeah,
I know.
Where do they live?
In the Pacific Northwest.
Wives and 17 children.
All right. Well, then this is appropriate. Merry Christmas, TJ.
God bless us, everyone.